The remodels for Anime Vanguards units that has been DMCA'd has been potentially sneaked already. Well, this is just concepts, but today we're gonna take a look at them, and in my opinion, some of these actually look better than the original. Now, before you get started, guys, just want you guys to know that our goal is to ultimately get to 100k subscribers, a goal that is ultimately also impossible without your support. So if you want to help us on this journey, all you have to do is click that like and subscribe button. Without further ado, let's move on with today's video. Alright, so as you guys already know, some of our favorite units such as Sukuna, Gojo, basically most of the JJK characters have been, well, DMCA'd, as you guys could see right here. Sukuna has been DMCA'd. The entirety of JJK has been DMCA'd. I don't know if Akaza has been DMCA'd. Okay, they haven't been DMCA'd, but Sukuna has been. I think Nobara has also been DMCA'd, which is Nobaba. So all of these characters has been DMCA'd. I actually made a video about this a while ago. So if you want to know more about these, then don't forget to watch that video. But right now, or actually immediately after the DMCAs happened, they actually did a bunch of sneaks, a bunch of game poll sneaks on the potential remodels that we could potentially be getting when, you know, they actually do these remodels. They're still subject to change, and these are just early concepts. But in my opinion, a lot of them are actually, or some of them are actually better than the original. Most of them are on par with the original. So we're gonna talk about them right now. So here in game polls of Anime Vanguards, they did a bunch of sneaks basically. The first one right here we have is, I mean, tell me who this character is, right? I think if you guys know JJK, you probably already know who this character is. And yes, this character is Toji, as you guys can see right here. The only thing that I have that my complaint about this is the way his shirt or his top looks. I feel like it's a little bit too feminine, right? That's just my personal opinion. It still looks pretty good, but I know that they can't actually make it exactly look like Toji. This is still pretty good and pretty nice, but if there is a complaint that you could have for it, and it's actually a little bit of a nitpick here, it's a little bit too feminine. This kind of looks a little bit feminine, but it's very good. Emmy, Calamino, these two people that are doing the concepts did an insanely great job with Toji. The face actually is really nice. The face looks really good. The hair looks really good as well. The hair could probably be a little bit better as well, but again, this one looks really nice, definitely on par with the original. Now, the original Toji model was also very good looking, but to be honest, this is a model that I could see replacing that model. Then after that, we have this one, which is probably the best model we have gotten or we will get so far. Now, this one right here is, I mean, you can probably already tell who this character is, right? Now, this is the strongest or one of the strongest units in Anime Vanguard's update 8.5 right now. Even with the addition of Broly, this is still one of the strongest units. And yes, it's Sukuna. This is Itadori right here, and this is Sukuna. And I got to say, man, this is better than the current model that we have of Sukuna right now. And I'm saying that, like, I'm just putting it out there right now. For me, in my opinion, actually, it's probably objectively better than Sukuna, because the old Sukuna model actually did not look too good, in my opinion. So with this model, man, I'm so excited to see this actually in game, especially since I have Monarch on him. He looks really, really, really good, guys. I would say, as you guys can see right here, I mean, look at the votes, right? Most people said that this right here is so much better than Sukuna, and I have to agree. So this is probably the best remodel so far. And yeah, this is not the shiny version as far as I know, so hopefully the shiny version is even better. This one right here is Toto. And for this one, I do not like it as much as I like the previous two. I feel like it's still on par with the actual character, the actual original model. It's still on par with that. But I feel like this is probably not as good as Sukuna and Toji's. That's my personal opinion, but it's still pretty good. Now, this one right here is Gojo, and I have to say, man, I like Gojo. Now, the only thing I have to say right here with Gojo is his hair. I feel like his hair is a little bit... Well, I don't really have that much complaints. Honestly, it's a little bit of a nitpick right here. He does kind of look a lot like Kakashi mixed with Sasuke. I don't know, that's kind of like what I'm seeing right here. His hair kind of looks like a hair from that I would see in the game like Shindo Life. In Shindo Life, there's his hair customizations. I feel like his hair could probably be a little bit shorter. But again, it's a little bit of a nitpick here because in my opinion, this is the second best model. It's, in my opinion, better than Gojo's actual model. I said it. Sukuna's model and Gojo's model, the remodel, are better than the original model. So they did an insanely good job here because in my opinion, Gojo is one of the more important characters in the JJK, obviously, JJK franchise. So this looks so much better than, not really so much better, but better, in my opinion, than the original model. Oh, and here, we have Jogo, and this is actually probably the other model that looks better than the actual model we have in the game. So Jogo, unfortunately, is such a bad character in Anime Vanguards. I mean, Jogo is ass in AV. And I mean, I really will not be using this remodel unless they give him a Vanguard familiar. But this model, man, looks really good. And this is probably one of those models that I could say is actually better than the original model. So, in my opinion, Sukuna's model is the best remodel, then Gojo, and then Jogo. It just looks really good, man. I really like this one. Now, here we have Mahito. Now, Mahito also looks a little bit too feminine, in my opinion. This is probably the only problem I have with Mahito. He looks a little bit too feminine here, especially in this drawing. But again, regardless, the model looks pretty good, on par with the actual model that we have right now in the game. And unlike the other games, you know, other games that remodels their characters, it still looks like Mahito. You can still tell this is Mahito. This one is Frieren, actually. And my goodness, man, Frieren's model is actually... it looks really good. It looks really good. So this is a Frieren. I don't have Frieren, so I don't really care. This one right here, I don't know if this is Saber or Nobara or... oh, no. This is actually Shiny Frieren. So, yeah, pretty interesting. That's Shiny Frieren. This is, Jogo. They actually showed us a little bit more of his fire. Again, these are just early concepts. It's very likely that the actual models of these units will look even better. That by the way is Jogo. Again, it doesn't really matter because Jogo is ass, okay? Nobody's gonna be using him. But that's pretty much all the remodels right now that we have. But before I move on, I actually want to show you guys a bunch of remodels, such as Katakuri, Klatakiri, as you guys can see right here. This is a remodel. He actually doesn't have the one-to-one model with Katakuri, but again, his concept and the actual model, even though it's not one-to-one with One Piece, is so good looking. It actually looks really nice. Another one is Rudeus. Rudeus is actually not a one-to-one copy of the actual model of Rudeus, but again, it's so unrecognizable and it still looks really good. Now, what does this basically say? If these remodels, by the way, do well, like if the player base actually likes the remodels of the JJK characters, this opens us up to One Piece updates, right? Because back then they said One Piece updates were going to be very hard to do because they would have to remodel them. So if JJK remodels go well and people liked it, One Piece models or One Piece update where most of the characters will likely be remodeled to not be one-to-one is potentially going to happen or could happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's going to be more likely for that to happen. And for other games like My Hero Academia as well to happen, that would actually be really nice. So if these remodels go over well, it does mean good things for the community. That's pretty much it for today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.